Alright guys, welcome to another Chit Chat with Ash and Carter video.
Why am I like nervous?
I know, same, because we've never filmed a video together.
Oh my, we actually haven't.
No, we've known each other for like 5 or 6 years. So, if you guys don't know who she is already, this is Katia Milan.
Hi.
So weird saying your full name.
I know.
You're just sued to me.
Katia Milan.
Katia.
Carts.
Carty.
I feel like I'm in trouble when you say my full name.
Yeah, I feel weird saying it. I never say it. So, Carty is my first guest on my channel, and today we are going to be talking about manifestation because Carty was the one who pretty much taught me all about it and pretty much guided me through my first manifestations, and pretty much I wouldn't be here without her.
Thanks, Lou. Can I call you that in this episode? I'm Sue, she's Lou.
Very exclusive info.
You're Sue and I'm Lou. Anyways, you are now a wizard manifester. I have seen it happen. Like in daily life now, the things that you manifest, I'm just there like, oh my God, like you did that. That just happened.
Anytime it happens, I call her, I'm like, you'll never believe what just happened. She's like, I already knew it. I already saw it.
And I think for people that are new to manifestation, or they talk, like hear people talking about like manifesting, I was like, what is that? Like it's like what I'm just wishing for something, and it's like people think it's so woo woo until you start practicing it and you start seeing it actually happen in your life. You're like, oh my God, this is real.
Definitely.
Like this works.
And people do it without realizing as well, because Anne was like, can you manifest without like intentionally doing it? I'm like, yeah, everything you put out is not, it's you know, going somewhere.
Yeah,
if that makes sense.
Yeah, I think I, even from a younger age, was doing it without realizing what it really was. It was just, sometimes it's when you really, really want something, you focus on that. That in itself is manifestation.
Yeah.
And I mean, if that makes sense. But
like
yeah,
thoughts turn into actions. And actions turn into...
Your thoughts become your reality.
Yes, that's it.
Yeah.
So yeah, we're basically going to quickly cover how we got into manifestation and kind of what it's done for us so far, and then we're going to give you guys a little quickie tutorial on how to manifest.
Little quickie toot on manifesting.
If we're trying to speak very
proper right now, because we do not speak properly with each other.
We abbreviate everything. Like it's disgusting.
So how I got into manifestation, I honestly don't even know. I started on my spiritual journey at a really young age, and I feel like that this word manifestation just kind of came with that path, maybe through reading, or it was more, for me, it actually started with the law of attraction. It wasn't called manifestation. It was kind of, I learned about the law of attraction, which is the same thing, just pretty much that whole thing of thoughts, your thoughts become your reality. So what I was putting out there, or what I was focusing my attention on, is what I was trying to welcome in more. So a lot of it started with me with just feeling positive, or having a good day, or manifesting, or attracting like-minded friends. Yeah. I think that's how it started for me when I left school and I moved to Byron Bay, and my biggest goal was to find myself, figure out what I wanted to do and who I wanted to be, and also to meet more like-minded people. So for me, it just began kind of every morning just thinking like, today I'm going to meet someone like-minded, or this week, or I'm going to have an interaction with someone that understands me on a more deeper spiritual level, so and so. So that's how I personally got into it. It was really more like trying to meet like-minded people that could teach me about this stuff.
Yeah.
Because I always felt different to everyone. I was like, what? No one else is very spiritual I'm around, and I feel like a lot of people message me, and probably the same as you, being like, how do you meet people like-minded? I feel like that's the one thing people struggle with the most.
Definitely.
And manifestation is genuinely the one thing that has helped me the most with attracting people that are like my soul pod.
You're literally a witch. You're literally a witch. She will cast a freaking manifestation spell, and like even years later it's like, oh God, this spell's still going.
Some of the shit that has happened, I just sit there and I'm like, what on earth is this?
It's
like
literally magic.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
So why don't you run us through how you manifest?
So how I first got into it was definitely through Cardia. She introduced me to a lot of this stuff. My mum had always harped on about it, but I just, you know when you don't listen to your mum?
Yeah, you're like...
I'm like, oh, whatever, mum, like, fucking spiritual voodoo. And then Cardia, obviously, she's 5 years or 6 years younger than me.
That's so weird, because I feel like you're like my little sis. I know. I'm like looking after my Lou. I'm like, no one come near her.
She's my little mum. But yeah, Cart's pretty much introduced me to it, and we were in Bali. This is the first time I think I ever practiced it, and you taught me how to do it, because I was working in a job that, you know, it was an office job. It wasn't really what I wanted to be doing at all. And Carts was always like, what are you doing? Like, you want to do this. You keep telling me you want to do this. So why aren't you doing it? And I was like, oh, you know, like making excuses. Like, I got to pay the bills. Like, I don't have any money, blah, blah, blah. And Cartia's like, no, we're going to get clear with what you want. And we went for a beach walk on the Bali beach, and she was guiding me through my manifestation. She's like, where do you see yourself?
I remember this.
And this is why I moved to Sydney.
Yes.
Because you were like, where do you envision yourself? And I'm like, Sydney. And you're like,
okay, let's do it.
Yep, do it. Move into my place. I'll help you get a job. And everything that I manifested that day happened. Everything.
So pretty much with what I stepped Ashton through was pretty much, and what you said, you got clear on what you wanted first. So I think it's having like a very stern conversation with yourself, being like, what do I truly want? Like, it can be wild, or it can be the biggest thing out there, but normally the best thing to start with is what is practically achievable in, you know, the immediate future that can then help you step to those really big goals. So it's like, maybe write your big long-term goals, like, I want to be a famous movie star, I want a Range Rover, I want $1 million or whatever. What can we work on now?
Yeah.
What are the actual steps we can take? So for Ashton, it was like, she was living on the Gold Coast in an office job. Okay, well, where do you intuitively feel like you need to be? And a lot of manifestation is actually being real with yourself as well. Like, what is my soul telling me?
Yeah.
So
what's my calling?
Yeah, you were being called to Sydney. So I was like, okay, well, if it's Sydney, then how can we make that happen? So, you know, I was like, come move in. And even if you don't have someone that's like, come move in.
If you don't have a Carty.
If you don't have a Carty, then just figure out ways to make it happen. If it's that you need to move for this job, like, how can you side hustle to save the money? Or this is also how manifestation works. It's
actively
moving towards those things your soul's telling you to, and then the things came. So for you, it was like, you didn't want to work in that job, so you made the step to move, and then you got a job
contract. First step into that kind of industry, which is like
with IMG, and you worked your way up through that. And so, but mainly what I'm trying to say is you write your goals down, get so clear on what it is you want. Because if you're not even sure what it is that you want, the universe can't really send you things. You need to be like, this is what I want. And the second point that I think even still now, I always talk about this with you and with friends and with people, is you need to act as though you already possess this thing.
Yeah.
So that comes to like self-love. It comes to like, I deserve this thing. Because what I try and tell people is that if you're like, okay, I want to be the top doctor in this field of thing that I'm doing, but I don't think I'm good enough. It's like, okay, the universe is there like, so you want to be this thing, but you're not even ready to hold this thing yet.
Yeah.
So you need to be your biggest #1 fan. That's what I used to tell myself and all my friends. I was like, you need to back yourself more than anyone, because once you have enough self-esteem and courage, it's going to fuel you to be able to like, sometimes, I'm waffling.
No, I love it.
But sometimes like, this is why you need to be sure of what you want, because careful what you wish for. Like, you need to be able to hold it, because what if you get the thing you want and you're like, fuck, this is not what I want? You need to be so sure that you can handle it. And self-doubt and fear will come up, but if this is what you love and what you want, you need to be like, screw the fear, I'm ready to hold this universe, I am ready, give me this thing. And the minute you start acting like you already possess this thing, the universe goes, oh, she's ready.
Yeah.
I can give this to her.
Yeah.
And it might not be immediately. Like, manifestation can take time. As you said, for me, some of my manifestations took years to happen. And they would like just pop up out of the blue and would be like...
Some of my manifestations that I didn't, before I even knew about manifestation, I would sit there and I would do it without knowing what it was. I would be like, I really want this, and I would literally envision myself and like daydream, and then things 10 years later
just
happen,
pop up,
and I'm like, okay.
And also with manifestation, so some like, I guess, ways that we actually do it, like as you just said, envisioning it, so daydreaming, like visually playing out the scenarios in your head. Like daydreaming is so underrated. That is a form of manifestation. I'll sit there, play music when I'm on a walk. Yeah. I will watch myself, like if it's me on a stage singing, if it's me public speaking or acting, or like just us on a holiday that I really want us to go on. Like you play them out in your head. We both love to journal, so. And when you're journaling
helps so much.
So powerful.
Because it's scary when you go back and you read old things and you're like, oh, everything in this happened.
You're like, what?
That's when I had my moment of realization. I was like, wow.
And when you journal, the language you should use is not I wish I had. It's I have just secured this job. I have just met this guy, or like my next friend. I love to be really specific just to test the universe. I have just met a new like-minded friend. She has brown hair, green eyes, curly hair, long eyelashes, some bullshit. Honestly, be specific. Put down whatever your mind is envisioning and just see. Sometimes that like honestly happens. The more specific, the better.
Definitely.
Because then you can also test it and see what comes to life. I've done it so specifically before. Yeah, get specific, and you need to write as though you already have the thing.
Definitely.
Which feels weird because you're like
you're lying.
I have a boyfriend that loves me very much. He's very, very rich. He lives in New York and he drives a car, and he gave me a Range Rover. I love my Range Rover.
Even things like I had a productive week without procrastinating. That is big for me.
Yes, huge. Little ones. I have journaled every day this week. I have manifested every day this week. I ate all 3 meals this week. Yeah. I did yoga once this week. I woke up every morning and said something positive about myself in the mirror. Like if it's little, not everything with manifestation has to be these huge goals. Like the more important those little goals, and the more you can develop yourself as a human and be better, that's how you get them. And the more self-love you have, and the more you just develop your whole thing. That's why I hate, you know, when people are like, manifestation. It's like, it's so much more than just wishing for something.
It's so much more than going, I want this and getting it. It's like, you're learning about yourself, what you want, you're getting clear, and the little steps get you to that end goal. It's not like, oh, I wish this, please, 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 and then all of a sudden you wake up and it happens. That's why
it like weirdly connects you more deeply with yourself and what you deserve,
your purpose.
You truly want, your purpose, because it makes you really think. Like as I said, that start point is getting clear. What do I truly want? Not about anyone else. I remember I said this to you. I was like, it's not about anyone else. No, you weren't in a relationship, but
no, I was.
Yes,
I was. I was about to end it. I decided in Bali.
Yes,
I was like,
that's right. And I remember it was saying to you, it was like, it's not about anyone else, because once you put your happiness first, you will be able to facilitate those other people in your life, and if they're right, they will come along, or you'll figure out who's right or wrong.
That boyfriend at the time was not very supportive of me making big decisions. He wanted me to kind of stay in
small.
the safe zone. So when I was like, oh, I think I'm going to move to Sydney, he was like, well, what about me? How's this going to work? And I'm like, okay, bye.
See ya.
Bye-bye.
I know.
And thank God, because...
So proud of you though, because a lot of what you did correctly was you were fearless. Yeah. And that's what you have to be with kicking goals. It's not even just manifestation, with anything in life. You have to surpass fear, and that's one of the hardest obstacles I think most humans have. I have it every day, but what you did, you were just like, okay, got it. I'm trusting the universe. I'm trusting this advice. I'm trusting myself, and that's what it comes down to. You trusted yourself, and you're like, I'm being fearless. Let's go.
Yeah.
Look at her now. Look at the Lou now. And this is just the beginning. Clicks for the Lou. I can't click. Probably have to click with this finger. I don't know. Oh. I'm weird. So yeah.
So definitely give it a go, and just start
so many vids on YouTube as well.
So many, and there's no right or wrong way. Like, this is just how we do it, and it's worked for us, and there's so many different ways out there.
Oh, the last point, verbally manifesting. So talking to your, I think whenever I vocally say something, it
Makes it real.
It makes it real. It happens so much faster.
Hold you accountable?
Yes, it holds you accountable. So talk to your friends. Like, I'll always be like to you, I will do this, and
you do it. You actually do it.
But then you talk about it. You'll be like talking to your friends, like, I'm getting a bit closer to this thing.
Excited.
Or I can feel it coming.
Yeah, it's
like,
brewing.
It's brewing. It's on a brew. And then your friends can intuitively tell you what they think about it, or give you advice, or
Definitely.
You cheeky boy.
Or V, he wants to people watch. It's 4:30. My dog people watches every time at 4:30 every day. So anyway, guys, we hope that you take something away from this. We know you will, and put it into practice. And let us know. DM us.
Yeah, how you go. I love hearing people's manifestation stories.
Same. It's kind of, because it makes it even more real.
It is real life magic. It honestly is mind blowing.
So yeah, hope you enjoyed this, and I hope you enjoyed having a guest on the show. So excited. So happy.
Our first videos together. I can't believe it.
So much. Well, I'll see you in the next one, and I'll definitely get cuts on for more in the future. Okay.
Bye.